Today we are taking a look at the Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 2. Welcome back to Comics Are Dope. I'm BJ Kicks, and this is another Omnibus overview brought to you by the good folks over at Organic Price Books, our channel sponsor. Organic Price Books is the best place to go for collected editions, so if you're looking for this or any other Omnibus edition, go to organicpricebooks.com or just use the link in the description down below. You can get $2 off your order with the code BJKicks at checkout. Or if you're like me and you like to order multiple books at a time, you use the code BJKicks, ship it together. You'll get 5% off your order. And all of this does help the channel out a lot. So without further ado, huge thanks to Organic Price Books for sending this book over for me to show it to you. And speaking of showing it to you, let's get into the overview. All right, here we are with another overview, this time the Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 2 from Marvel Comics, written by Brian Michael Bendis with art by Mark Bagley. This is one of the direct market variant covers featuring a Mark Bagley drawing Spider-Man fighting Carnage. This was my favorite of the three covers. The standard cover, if I remember correctly, looked like this, but the other direct market cover is not what's featured here. So we'll talk about it in a second. Let's talk about what this collects though. This collects Ultimate Spider-Man issues 40 through 71 and Ultimate 6 issues 1 through 7. Written by Brian Michael Bendis, art by Mark Bagley and Trevor Hairsine with Joe Quesada. So very cool. I like this little cover gallery. I like the cover scheme for all these Ultimate books, if I'm being honest. I like the little letterboxing. I think it's cool. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. By the way, it's got a cover price of $125, but you already know where you can get that for much less. So go ahead and take this dust jacket off and show you what you got. So, like I said, this was the standard cover for this book. So that's what you got on the front. And here's your spine, which is basically the same as, well, it's actually the same as the standard cover spine. But then the back, this is not the other direct market cover for Volume 3, but you got Spidey mourning the loss of dear old Gwen Stacy. So very cool stuff. Well, let's go ahead and get into this overview. So Ultimate Spider-Man. Spider-Man is one of those characters that I loved as a kid. I grew up with the 90s Spider-Man animated series, and it was just one of my favorites. That and Batman and X-Men, right? And so I read that, and when I got into comics in 2019, I was like, yo, like, I gotta get into Spider-Man. So I've been reading Spider-Man since Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer, issue 36 or 37. And I mean, the Nick Spencer run had its ups and downs, but mostly downs. And then after that, after the Nick Spencer saga was over, they did the Beyond story arc where Ben Reilly, becomes Spider-Man for a little while, and that ends the way that ends. And it's like, eh. And now, in current day and times, we are in the Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr. era of Spider-Man. And I'd be lying if I say I wasn't underwhelmed by the Zeb Wells Spider-Man run. So since I've been reading comics, and it's been almost 4 years now, I have been disappointed in the quality of Spider-Man comics. And so when I ask people, all right, what Spider-Man should I be reading? Like, if I want Spider-Man that's just going to be, good. The overwhelming answer had been Ultimate Spider-Man. So I grabbed Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1, which collects the first 39 issues and the half issue. And I gotta say, I've been enjoying it so far up to this point. I haven't read all of Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1. I'm about 10 issues into that run. But overall, it's fast-paced. I like it. I love the art. And I like the dialogue. There's a lot of it, but it doesn't read like as slowly as you might think. But it's exciting. It's a nice update to the Spider-Man mythos. It reminds me a lot of the Tobey Maguire movies. And, I enjoy it. Peter Parker in high school, doing high school things, dealing with the fact that he's Spider-Man. Now, the Ultimate Universe, of course, is like, a sort of abridged retelling, but also reimagining in many ways of the history of Spider-Man. Everything is not a one-for-one. It's not just like, reading the Cliff Notes Spider-Man, but I like that Ultimate Universe Spider-Man, at least. Just feels faster paced, and it feels like you're not getting some like diet Spider-Man. It feels like Spider-Man, but just updated, modern. And again, I love the art. So because I haven't read this material, I can't really tell you much about it. What I can tell you, just based on the sort of synopsis that you get, there's a few things that Spidey's dealing with, balance and having powers, typical Spidey stuff. But then he's also, there's more development between the relationship between him and Gwen Stacy, and the fallout from, the death of Captain Stacy. And of course, in this issue, or in this volume, it looks like we're going to get the death of Gwen Stacy. I don't know if I should say spoiler alert. We all know that's something that happens in real Spider-Man life. So the who's, what's, ifs, and hows, I'll let you guys read for yourself. But we all know how seminal that is an event in the regular Spider-Man universe. So I'm curious to see what the take on it is like in the Ultimate Universe. Besides that, we also get the rise of the Ultimate Sinister Six, or aka the Ultimate Six. And so it's Spider-Man and all of his fiercest foes are teamed up against Spider-Man. So I'm excited to see how much the action is dialed up. And gosh, man, just going through this, looking at this for the first time, I'm seeing this for the first time along with you guys. And the art, every page that I randomly flip to looks great. I cannot wait to finish this run. Sheesh, what is Gwen trying to do, my guy? Whoa, Gwen, it's okay. You don't have to resort to this. Look at Ultimate Nick. Why did I forget Nick Fury's name? The Ultimate Nick Fury, who was clearly based on Sam Jackson, but this was before the MCU movies. And when Sam Jackson saw that Nick Fury looked so much like him in the comics, he was like, hey, y'all got to put me in these movies. So that's just a fun fact. That's how we got Samuel Jackson Fury. But yeah, man, there's not much I can say about this because I haven't read it, but I'm very excited to get into it. We got some Punisher crossover issues. We got Spider-Man versus Carnage. We got Spider-Man getting super mad at Norman Osborn. There's so much to be excited about. I like this cover for issue 65 a lot. So much that I'm excited to read. And you know me, I'm probably going to start reading this on Marvel Unlimited as opposed to trying to just sit here with this book because, dad life. I got a toddler. But I'm excited to do so. Just thumbing through this makes me want to get into it sooner because if I'm being honest, this looks a lot more interesting than any Spider-Man book I've read in the last 4 years. So let's flip and see if we got any extras. Any extras? There we go. So the extras start about right here. We got deleted scene from Ultimate Spider-Man issues 53, 61. We got some breakdowns, some character designs by Mark Bagley. That's a cool cover. I always love seeing a good character design, just sketches. This is why I buy Omnis, even though I'm still a digital reader mostly now. I read mostly digital, but if there's a story that I know I'm going to want to have physically, I got to get the omnibus format because you get all these extras, all these process pages. You get the foreword and the afterword. You get all this insight into what the creators themselves think about it. Marvel does a great job with their omnis. By the way, just wanted to show you the eye. just so you can see how good the binding is. I mean, I'm sure you saw it was laying flat pretty much the entire time, unlike a lot of the DC books that I grabbed. So that's the book. Those were the contents. That was my flip through. This book is still available at Organic Price Books right now. So, and there, like I said, there are 3 covers for this book. So you got plenty to choose from. Go ahead and grab it before it goes out of print. And by the way, as I filmed this, Marvel just released its May solicits, and Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 3 is now available for pre-order via Penguin Random House and all that. So go ahead to Organic Price Books, shop the current FOC collection. You'll get the maximum discount on Volume 3, and order Volume 2 while you're at it. Get caught up. So that's going to do it for me in this overview. Huge thanks to OPB for sending this over, and I'll see you guys in another video very soon. Until then, make sure you're reading something dope. Peace.